Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Was there a sports weekend last weekend and one coming up between college, pro, and last weekend? We can maybe sprinkle in a little UFC and boxing because those are some really good matches as well. But before we get into it, please be sure to share, subscribe, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. We're on all of them, and please check out today's sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. It's in the description. Hard Rock Bet has been good to me so far this football season. I got a slow start in week 1. Week 2 is much better. So if you have a strong inclination, check out Hard Rock Bet and place your bets. How you doing, my friend? Happy Friday.
Doing fantastic. Happy Friday, Will. Let our winners.
Let's go. So much to talk about. You have the honors. Where you want to start? You want to start college, UFC, or
Let's start
boxing?
college because I need to get something out of my chest.
Okay. Uh-oh. Is it about the 11 incompletions of Manning?
No, I'm not
In a
worried
row.
about that. No, it's about Coach Freeman. So I know.
Notre Dame.
I have emotions there because I had a large bet, and it was a 4 teams parlay. I win the first 3, so I had 4 money line. I had Georgia money line. I had Ole Miss money line. I had LSU money line, and I had Notre Dame money line. So the first 3 won. I had a sweat with Georgia, but the first 3 won. I felt the most confident about Notre Dame. 2 weeks preparation. We even talked about it during the podcast. I really liked Coach Freeman
Emphasizing the D.
a lot. I mean, because I like his poise. I like the way that he prepares his team. But I literally screamed. I was on my recliner with my 3 TVs on, like my laptop on my lap, and watching the unfolding. I thought they played really bad, but I said they're still going to win. And it should have been that way. How in hell can you take a timeout on 4th down? 12 yards is needed, 12 yards to get a touchdown. And you take a timeout when it's 6 seconds left on the clock for them to start their offense, when they just stopped and had a loss of down 3 times in a row. I was so confident there is no way. They could not get nothing down. He called timeout, I swear. I screamed and I jumped out of my recliner. Before even, I knew at that time I lost. Like, he called timeout. I'm like, no! Yeah. I was sure that's a loss. You let the team literally draw something that will be impossible to stop. When they struggle back to back to get a yard, and they have 12 yards to make, they dominate their defense on the last down. I'm like, there's no way. I was already like livid at that time. And of course, a simple draw play, let it a tight hand, like running on the left. He's like 3 feet taller than the defender. And it's just a freaking like throw the ball in the air, and the guy just literally like call his mother, order Uber Eats, and then catch the ball with no defense, no difficulties. Congratulations, Coach Freeman. Notre Dame is impossible to make it to the playoff, even if they winning out. So congratulations. I'm done with this coach as well. That was my rant of the day. Now the rest I will be happy and big smile.
So the few things our listeners, our winners should know. If you're on YouTube, look over my co-host's shoulder, and you'll see the horns. So it's not only the fact that the team put a bunch of money at risk for him with the bet, but of all teams to lose to, Texas A&M, which is one of Texas's rivals, adding insult to injury. That's what he's not saying.
No, I didn't even thought that. I just was so sure that Notre Dame was gonna destroy them because Texas A&M are overrated like every year, and that I know it's because I'm a Longhorns fan and I don't see A&M very high. Don't have a very high, a lot of good things to say about them, other than the fact that their stadium is great. I mean, the atmosphere there is great. I've been to College Stadium. It was really good. But come on. You cannot lose at home like that. And after losing game 1, 2 weeks before, be the only team who was a bye on week 2 just to make sure to prepare for A&M, and you wet the bet and you call that timeout at the end. I mean, it's literally like, I was happy. I was already, okay, yes, with that money, I'm going to do this, because it was an easy win, that one. Anyway, so don't worry. I got my money back on Sunday, so that is good. But I was like, this is awful. About your question about the Longhorns, yes, they played awful. But I'm not worried. Why? Because we have another game, like a practice game, like I call it, next week when we play really the worst team that we played this year, and we played a couple of very bad one. And I do believe, knowing Manning, what he's able to do, what I saw last year, what I saw in high school, I have, and his physical attribute are just outstanding. I like the fact that he was running more the last game. It's just a confidence level now. He's done confidence wise. He just gonna talk to his uncles, I think, and it's gonna be fine. But I do believe that he has everything that we need. He just need another game. If next game he play outstanding, even though it's I mean, I'm honest, with very bad competition. But if he can play a great game, he would be back confidence before hitting the SEC team. I'm not worried yet. I much rather have a start like this than a start like last year when we destroyed everybody until we hit Georgia twice and lost twice, and then in the playoff we were down and we couldn't win a game, and we won luckily against Arizona State at the time. Scabadoo, we should have lost that game, but yeah. So I much rather team who started a bit slower and then go up at the end than the opposite. So that's my take. I don't speak for the rest of the thing because I took 6 minutes of
No, that's
time.
all right. It's all right. There was a lot of blowouts last week in college football, but one game that wasn't a blowout, Georgia, Tennessee in overtime.
Beautiful game.
Thriller on that one. And the other one was the upset, Georgia Tech taking out Clemson. So, these games have been very interesting. There's some of them are very close, but as we look ahead, this week's a little lighter on the college football slate. The only game against ranked opponents is Texas Tech and Utah this week. I know you've been on the Utah bandwagon. Texas Tech, though, 3-0. So how do you see this game?
Yeah, Texas Tech had a team who spent, 25 million in transfer during the portal transfer. So yes, I said beginning of the year, I don't believe buying a team, definitely when they are non-professional and they need to adapt to each other. But again, they didn't have any competition yet, which I believe Utah will be. Beginning of the season, reminder, I said Utah, I picked Utah to win the Big 12, which it was, I think they were scheduled to be 7th in the conference. I feel good so far about Utah. They played very well. I watched one half against Wyoming on Saturday. That was a very good half. They play Wyoming, but they play away. It's always something. Yeah. So we'll see now. That's a first test for both teams, and we'll see what's happening. But I feel confident about Utah winning that game.
I do too, for all the reasons you said. And I misspoke earlier. There is one other ranked matchup, Auburn and Oklahoma. This one, I would have been more tempted to pick Auburn if it was at Auburn, but it's in Oklahoma. It was tough for a team to win in there, but how do you see it?
Yeah, I think Oklahoma will win that game as well. I want to throw up, but yeah, I think they will win that game.
Yeah, and then you have Michigan against undefeated but unranked Nebraska. Although they're playing in Nebraska. Michigan a slight favor at 2.5. How do you see this
Upset
one?
alert. I have Nebraska win. And again, I said Nebraska.
You heard it here first, winners.
Begin of the year, I said Nebraska not to win the Big Ten, but that will be one team to keep an eye on because I really believe in the quarterback this year. And I think that coach Rule, whatever its name is, is really, really good for college. No, please don't go to the NFL. But I do believe that this year Nebraska will be a lot better, and it will be scary for Ohio State to play them, Indiana, Illinois, all those things, Michigan, and I think they're going to win at home.
All right. And because we are in Southwest Florida, we have to talk about the Gators going to Miami. Gators, LSU shut them down. Miami undefeated, ranked 4th in the country, playing in Miami. The surprising thing, Miami is only favored by 3. I'm thinking take Miami in the points, but how do you see it?
100%. I know it's a rivalry. It's an in-state rivalry, so it's always more delicate to it's hard to judge. It's like LSU, Florida. I mean, it's the biggest rivalry for LSU pretty much with LSU, Florida. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely more tension, more, so, but I will bet that game over. I will take the point definitely.
Yeah, I'm actually going to place a larger than $5 bet on this one.
$6 bet, guys.
650, 650 on Miami. I agree. I mean, I know Florida's got talent, but the Canes are on a mission.
The
especially against
quarterback
a
is
rival.
he was, I mean,
Hey,
he
kid from
turned gray.
Georgia.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was literally livid. And I like the coach. I mean, I'm critical of the coach of Florida, but I like the way that he was coaching this quarterback. He's a young quarterback. I mean, he's maybe not young in it's not a freshman, but he never really played, in Georgia. So, but the way that he coached him after throwing those 3-4 interception in a row, and he just took under his wing and had like a coaching time, I really like that. So hopefully he's gonna. But I don't think that going to the U the next game is the best way. And after that, they play Longhorns at home, so it's a big stretch for them. But I hope for them because I like the quarterback. It's a young kid that go to Florida and try to do well. I hope he plays better, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, the U.
All right, and then we have for our Midwestern listeners, Illinois ranked 9th in the country, undefeated, playing at Indiana, also undefeated. Indiana went undefeated most of last year until they got to the playoffs. Indiana is favored by 3.5 at home. How do you see this one?
Upset alert if it's like that. I also have Illinois winning, and that's going to be a parlay with Miami. I take the point as well. I think both Illinois and Miami are going to win by more than 3 or 3.5.
Yeah, and Indiana being favored by 3.5. I'll take Indiana or Illinois money line in Miami with the points for sure.
Here we go.
There it is. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other ranked matchups. No.
Yep.
Texas against Sam Houston.
That's the practice game I was talking about.
Yeah. All right. So 90-second thoughts on the UFC. Let's start there because that was a big matchup and that elbow was something to see. But
I loved it. I didn't place any bet, but I had Lopez winning.
I kind of had a feeling too, but I did the same thing. I didn't bet on it.
So it's the first time that one of those, I forgot what they call it, the fighter with the glasses and the thing in the middle. I don't remember their name. That's a group of fighters who train together. That's the first time that a fighter lost. I think it was like 18-0 or something. And so he was an underdog, Lopez.
Yes.
But the reason why I wanted to pick him is because he had an amazing start with the UFC. Mm-hmm. And then he lost the last fight unexpectedly. And then I followed a little bit like what he's saying on social media the last 2-3 months after losing that fight, and he's literally on a grind machine. You could see his body was lean like never before. He trained like a machine to get back. It's someone who has a great mindset, a great mentality, and I thought, okay, he's not gonna come back and be surprised by a submission again. So I do believe that he's gonna go and win that fight. I didn't know it was gonna be on that fashion. The great thing is that his opponent, actually, his move is the elbow, reversible.
Reverse elbow.
Yeah. So he literally beat him with his move, which I love to see. That fight card, there's a lot of great fight with a great knockout, but that one to be the main event and to do that in the second round, it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
What about you?
He caught him. No, I thought that move. I mean, he said he planned it. I suppose he did, but it was a heck of a connection. But that guy was mad. He thought he pounded him, but the ref took forever to step in there. Did you see when he pushed him? But that was the ref's fault, not him. Yeah. I mean, you're going to keep hitting until the ref stops it. So, no, I was happy for him. I like him too. And he's a good mentor. Like you see, he was mentoring some of the female UFC fighters and stuff. So, I like Lopez on that one. But kudos there. But I'll tell you, the boxing really had me. So there was the undercard fight. I can't remember the fighter's name.
The guy from Canada.
I was tired just watching it. Like, that was the most punching nonstop I've seen since Hagler Hearns, which in the 80s, which is dating. But those guys never took a time off, and heck of a fight. But how about Canelo goes down? Moderate upset, I would say. A lot of people were trying to say, hey, with him moving up in the fight class, Canelo's power. And you could see when Canelo did connect, he was hurting him. But what a clinic. And we have a new undisputed champion in boxing. So thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I was trying to find the name of the Canadian, the black fighter there that I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But and that was a draw, which
Yeah,
I
he was
didn't
originally from
understand.
Africa, but he's from
Yeah.
he lives in Montreal.
Yeah, what a fight! I had the Canadian win, but they had a draw, which is fine. They were both undefeated, still undefeated.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe why. But then the second fight was the Irish guy who would dominate his fight against the son of I forgot the name. But
Vasquez.
yeah.
Or whatever.
So that was really really good. But the main fight, like you said, I literally, I was like, he's gonna win. Like before the fight started, and the odds were against him because he go. Like, can you imagine going up 20 pounds, so two weight category to fight someone who is considered like the best fighter currently? He go 20 pounds higher than his than his body weight to fight him and beat him. Net and clear. Like, there was no doubt that he's going to win that fight at the end. Everybody knew. But I love the way that he was attacking him. We were all expecting that he was going to be more defensive and just counterattack, because Canelo is not someone who is jabbing a lot. So we were expecting Crawford to jab. But no, he was literally staying in front of him and literally box him. Actually, that was probably one of the best fight nights in boxing that I saw. I used to be a big boxing guy when it was Holyfield, Tyson, and everything like that. But since then, I'm always like, it's more like defensive play, which is also an art.
Yeah,
but
Mayweather especially. Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of it. But the way that he was fighting is like, no, I'm going to prove everybody that I can actually stand in front of you and box with you, and he did it. So that was surprising to me. He's clearly the best pound for pound fighter of this generation. And it was a late fight. I was done at 2
a.m. by the time.
But it was worth it to stay awake for that one.
That one was a technical masterpiece. Like, you could tell the chess strategy and how they were going to match up. I have to give Canelo credit. Very graceful, in the whole match.
Absolutely.
And stuff, like very respectful. The thing that was funny, and I can only imagine the memes, because he had some facial expressions during that fight, Canelo, like, what the heck is going on?
He was not expecting him to fight him like this.
No, and you got to give him all the credit in the world. But yeah, there's going to be some memes, like especially that one where he's like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be a meme. But the other thing was how emotional when the decision was made. You see, he dropped to his knees, and you knew it was just about respect.
100%.
That's all he wanted. He wanted to prove he belonged. He could stand toe to toe with the best in the world up until that point. And he did it. And hats off. And to your point, he did it not by just running around and trying to outpoint him. He fought.
And yeah, I would be him. I would retire, of course. He deserved to do whatever he wants to do, but I would retire, because who can you fight now? You need to wait years to get someone to come up to him, and then he's going to be older. I think that now it's time to say, hey, I prove everything I had to prove. I'm an undisputed 3 with a weight category. I'm down. But I'm not in agreement a lot with Max Kellerman normally, but I agree with him about the fact that he had so much on the line for this fight. It's crazy to say that for someone who is undefeated for all his career until the end. 41-0. But the fact that that this fight was the most important, because if he loses, everybody will question his career pretty much. But if he wins, he's undisputed. Yeah. And I think that's the weight of the probably the stress on his shoulder. But he killed it. So
yeah. I mean, he boxed the best fight he could ever imagine boxing, and I agree, nowhere but down from here, and there's no way he's getting a better payday. No. So be done with it. And by the way, I have to say, political stuff aside, hats off to the Saudis. Like, they made this match, and like you said, there was a number of good fights on the undercard, and it was free on Netflix. I mean, when you're used to paying $90 on a pay-per-view, so. But
hey, who is behind? Yeah, the Arabis people are the one who just put the money for this. But Dana White. Dana White proved that okay, he wants to go, because we know that Dana White and boxing is against each other. Yeah. So he was able to bring, because he brought the Arabis people to the table to make this happen. And now he's the face of the person who not only like built UFC from zero to now being like global, to know have a little say in the boxing. Who knows what's next for him? because if he take over boxing and he's doing the same he has the same mentality as the UFC, like he decide who fight who. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. So very excited.
No, I am too. In fact, I would say that was the worst fight on the whole thing was the Arab guy they were promoting in that first fight. That was a snooze fest against that guy who's retiring afterwards to go into the service. Like that one, I was like, oh, no. I was nervous. But the rest of the fights were amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Now, shall we pivot to maybe arguably one of the best red zone watching football days that we saw last Sunday? Thoughts on, I mean, so many different ways you can go. So
we were texting back and forth, like not unbelievable. I mean, the amount of fantastic catches, like lead change in the fourth, like miss field goal, make field goal from 600 yards. Like, I mean, you had everything in the last minute, like, oh, touchdown, 20 seconds. Oh, then touchdown, 5 seconds left. That was like back and forth. Every game, it felt like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, if Miami Dolphins score at the end, if he doesn't step like half a millimeters on the line, it's a Miami win on 3 back-to-back return for touchdown. I mean, you never hear things like that. We were literally like crazy about everything that's happening. And Bo's very happy with the Hard Rock Bets, our sponsor today.
Oh, yeah.
But what a day. So tell us, what's the take for you?
Well, I will say we both were pretty optimistic about Jacksonville, but they lose to the Bengals when Burrow goes out, and there looks to be a problem with the head coach and quarterback. So we'll see what's there. But I was surprised the Bengals won. I mean, that Jacksonville guy going for it in that situation when they could have went up by 6 and all that was crazy. Giants Cowboys, that game was absolutely bonkers. And that kicker, just nonchalant, he would have made that from 70.
Aubrey.
Yeah, I mean, he drilled it from 64 with no time left and then drills it in overtime. First ever quarterback in NFL history to send a game into overtime at no time left and then to win the game in overtime.
Oh, really?
No
That's
time
a
left.
nice, nice thing.
First ever. So kudos there. I thought, that Patriots-Dolphins game and Tyreek Hill. I was waiting for him to pull off his jersey and pull an Antonio Brown and just like take off. That 49ers Saints. I mean, on paper, that game was like, but in actually, that was another
quarterback.
Yeah, close game. Seahawks Steelers. I mean, that one was in the back, back and forth. Broncos coach. I would not have wanted to been on the plane ride on the Broncos going back with the refs. So here's a real quick fact before I get your take. Only 1.6% is that penalty ever called. Out of all the penalties, it's basically just under 2%. Every single time that penalty has been called, the field goal made the difference between the money line and the spread in Vegas.
Oh, wow. That's a great
I'm not saying there's a little conspiracy from New York saying, hey, Goodell needs another yacht and he's got money on this. Make sure you throw the flag. But I cannot believe they threw a flag on that. Technically, it was a penalty, but your thoughts on that one, Colts Broncos?
On that one, my first reaction when I text you, disgusting. Yeah. Like literally, you cannot call that. You can call it pretty much on every play. So I think it's disgusting. But reflecting, 2 minutes before, the kicker yanked his field goal, 42-yard field goal on the thing. What do you call it?
The hash.
On the hash.
Yeah.
If he scored that, it's not even discussion because they would be up by 5.
Right.
So it's, there's always more than one reason why a team lose, but this was so ugly this time. Okay, missed field goal. You literally have everything, all the stress is gone, and then, oh, wait, there is a flag. You can shoot it again at 15 yards closer. I mean, it's literally disgusting. But I was happy for you because you get your upset pick. We're going to get there in a minute. And then...
and it completed a parlay that I had.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
But Pittsburgh, that was my...
Your upset pick?
I thought that Seahawks was going to win. Miami... Wow, there is like a return for touchdown back-to-back and normally a third one if he doesn't step out by nothing. It's insane. You never see that. So that was pretty interesting as well. The Cowboys. I mean, literally, Russell Wilson played the best game of his life. He never played better
He
whole
almost
game.
threw for 500 yards.
That's insane. But literally, the guy, look at the video. He closed his eyes because that's about Russell Wilson. He's smart because that's smart. When you have a machine offensively, like Metcalf when he was in Seahawks, okay? You just have to throw that ball so high that the wide receiver can actually look and place himself. And the problem with a lot of quarterback, they throw the ball too flat.
Yes.
So if it doesn't go straight in the people's hands, they cannot adapt. Russell Wilson, he just almost touched the sky, and then the guy literally he literally closed his eyes. I saw in highlight like 3 of his throw to neighbors and one forgot the other one who got the touchdown. He literally he closed his eyes. So he's literally made a prayer on his way up in order to make, and he has neighbors who is one of the best wide receivers, so he can adapt based on the trajectory. And the defender usually is running behind, so he cannot watch. Yeah. So I think it was really well, but it was literally like, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of luck in a lot of his throw, but he made it, so it's great. But again, how can someone with such an experienced player who's going to go to the Hall of Fame by going to 2 Super Bowl and winning one, how can you make that last pass in the overtime? I was happy, of course, because thanks to that. The worst case scenario for him, if he doesn't throw that pick or he doesn't throw the ball, is tie the game.
Yeah, right.
So by doing so, he can only impact the game negatively for the Giants. And he's doing it. You can only win or tie, and you do the only thing that can make you lose the game, because the Cowboys were hitting offensively. You know that I knew if they got the ball back, they're gonna score. And I even text you with Aubrey. I said Aubrey will score 70 yards, and you said what? And he scored 64. And after that, I'm like, if we get the ball back, which I never thought we would, but he made that mistake, and then of course we just needed 25 yards to get Aubrey on, and then so we won the game. But it was very, very fantastic games. And then finally, Cincinnati. Of course, when I had my bet, my good bet of the Sunday was Cincinnati over 50 points for the game, and Cincinnati to win money line, and Dallas Cowboys to win money line. If everything again, I win a substantial money. So I don't bet $15. So
20.
Yeah. So I was like literally like sweating, and after what happened, thank you Freeman again. I was like, it needs to happen now, and thank God it happened. But Browning, I love that he came back. Browning is in the team for 5 years. I really like it, but I do believe, and it's a take, but I do believe, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm on the phone immediately with Atlanta for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, that team is made for him. It's literally, you have weapon everywhere. And it's something that Kirk Cousins can do is throw the freaking ball where he has, every time he had great wide receiver, he's successful. Yeah. Okay? I'm not talking playoffs and all that, but during the season, he's successful. Call him, and that's going to happen. Final thing, Indianapolis. A fun fact, because my co-host came here with a couple of very great facts that I didn't hear before, but this one maybe you didn't hear neither. First team in NFL history to win 2-0, to start the season with 2-0 and not punt once.
That's wild. I didn't realize that.
They didn't punt once.
Yeah, because they either had scored or turnovers, right?
Field goal, and then one turnover.
Yeah. Wow.
Never punt. So that's my that's my fact of the day.
That's a really good one. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, just so many games you could talk about. I mean, Panthers almost pulled off a crazy comeback. Obviously, at the Super Bowl rematch, Eagles. I will have to say, I love the fact that the Kansas City Chief defensive tackle is trying to talk smack to Jalen Hurts about not throwing for 100 yards. And Jalen Hurts is like, we're winning the game as they're going to victory formation. That's pretty good on that one. But yeah, so much. All right, so. Whew, I almost need to take a break just from that, but we can't because we have upset picks.
Congratulations to my co-host and best friend Will for winning this week. Last weekend's upset picks. He had 2 right. So it's pretty fantastic to going 2 out of 2. So congratulations! You will have the opportunity to start with your first upset pick today for this weekend. So excited for this. We are 2-2, no tie after 2 weeks.
I know, and I thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I am making this first pick on behalf of the refs of the Broncos-Colts game for giving me that pick and that win with that crazy penalty. I cannot believe I'm going to say this.
Thank you. Say it.
The Bears are favored by 1.5 at homes against the Cowboys. Give me the boys. I don't care if they play in Chicago. I don't care if they play in Ireland. I don't care if they play in Mexico. Cowboys are throttling the Bears. Bears just got throttled 52-17 or whatever. Give me the Cowboys.
Awesome. So you heard it first. My co-host is becoming little by little a little Cowboys fan, which makes me very, very happy.
Anyone playing the Bears?
All right. I will look at mine now. So my first pick is Cardinals. Cardinals going to win at 49ers. So Purdy is not going to play. I know Mac Jones had a great game at New Orleans, but usually when you have a new quarterback who had a great first game, they come back to hers the next one, and Kittle will not be there again. So I think that Cardinals, after winning twice, it was ugly yesterday, like you mentioned, but I think that Cardinals will be able to go win there without Purdy and Kittle. So that's my first one, and my second one I will pick. The Titans to beat the Colts. Ooh. So that's a special. I could have picked a couple of others, but Titans beating the Colts is mine. Colts starts really hot, like 2-0. We just talked about it. No punt in first 2 games. I think it ends this weekend with Titans going to win the game and have Ward having his first NFL win.
Ooh, there you go. I like both your picks. I am going to take the Texans on the road against the Jaguars. I don't like teams that show dysfunction. And right now, I would say, arguably, the 2 teams that have the most dysfunction are the Jaguars, what's going on there, and Miami. I mean, when Tua's calling out his top receiver and coach in the after-game presser, and they had a players-only meeting after week 1, forget the Dolphins. But Jaguars... I don't like the vibes. I'm taking the Texans over the Jaguars. So there you have it, folks. Woo! I hope you've been enjoying the games as much as we have. So please be sure to check out Hard Rock Bet, our today's sponsor. If you feel strongly about a certain game or player prop, check out Hard Rock Bet. But that'll do it for today's episode. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow 2 for the Win on your favorite platform. And we will see you next Fanatic Friday, winners. Take care.
Bye, winners.